Hello and welcome to The Hill is Always Greener, a show where four friends and sometimes a guest have chill discussions about Sonic the Hedgehog to distract themselves from the inevitable passage of time and their own rapidly waning ability to relate to the youth. I'm Cyberlink.
I'm Professor Von Gamebody, and I'm here to test your brain power today.
I'm Falero, and I have used up all of my brain power already, but ready to record this nonetheless.
I'm Rock the Jake, and I got held back a few years.
I'm Carrie, and I'm super stoked to be here.
Yay!
Hooray!
It's okay, you don't need to patronize us.
No, I genuinely am. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, especially because we don't have a Patreon.
Yeah.
One of these days.
Maybe someday. Yes, thank you so much for joining us, Carrie, for this, our 101st episode, which, you know, episode 101, I think you all knew what the style of episode we were going to do was going to be.
I'm ready to be educated.
We are once again doing one of our Newbie Education 101 episodes, and this time Carrie is our special guest. Thank you again for joining us.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So, you know, just to kind of set the stage, what is your general familiarity level with one Mr. Sonic the Hedgehog?
Well, as you all are already aware, I have never played a Sonic game, but I do consider myself to be a Sonic fan. My earliest Sonic memories date back to 2005, so I was about 4 years old. I was at my cousin's house, and Shadow the Hedgehog was being released for the PS2 for the first time. My cousin, my sister, and I were gathered around the laptop on the official Shadow the Hedgehog website, blasting I Am All of Me and dancing to it. Up until my aunt told us to turn the music off because it was too edgy for her liking.
It always comes back to Shadow the Hedgehog.
Despite never playing a game myself, I used to watch my cousin play Sonic Heroes on the PS2. Around the same time frame, I also have vague memories of him playing Ape Escape and Sly Cooper, so that might give you an idea of what the time frame may have been.
Two franchises that I am desperate to see make a return someday.
And going off of my early Sonic memories, as kids, my sister, my cousin, and I used to roleplay as Sonic characters in my cousin's backyard. Hell yeah. I would consistently choose Knuckles. My sister would always be Cream. And my cousin, depending on his mood, would either be Sonic or Shadow. Roleplay was a form of play that I spent a lot of my recess time in elementary doing. It let me control the narrative, and it let me act out scenarios that I wouldn't normally find myself in.
Yeah.
And Knuckles was my favorite.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm seeing a pattern of female guests on the show who deeply love Knuckles.
Yeah, what is it about Knuckles? I mean,
What's not to like? What's not to like?
He's just so hunky.
Yeah, he's a tough guy, but he has a heart of gold, and he's honest and good.
And Sonic is kind of he's hard to approach. It's like, I mean, unless you've really got that Amy Rose streak where that's what you want. Somebody who's not interested. Knuckles, I totally get it. Knuckles he's the dependable guy. You always know where he is. He's on that island. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. As a kid, I always saw myself in like the tough guy characters. Powerpuff Girls was a huge part of my childhood. I used to watch Cartoon Network religiously, and like I always related to Buttercup, the tough one, the hot-headed one.
Oh yeah,
she was the
that's
coolest.
Secretly sensitive deep down.
That rules. Like, thank you for sharing that with us. Like, as somebody who also used to role play as Sonic characters when he was a child, I feel this on a deep emotional level.
I do love that the one child was like, depending on his mood, he's going to be Sonic or Shadow. Like, he chose Hero or Dark, depending on where he was at that time.
Just kind of wake up like, today's going to be a Shadow day. I can feel it.
It allows kids to explore their sense of identity early on.
Yeah.
The cool thing about roleplay.
For sure.
In terms of fandom involvement, I started out with watching Sonic X videos on YouTube, okay? I watched things like early 2000s YouTube poops. I watched Sonic chat rooms made with Windows Movie Maker. I watched Sonic Idols, in which the creators would just arbitrarily pick a winner or ask viewers to vote in the comments of who would win. I also watched Sonic AMVs, and I read Sonic fanfictions. One was called Shadow Sleepover.
I can only guess.
That is all.
Context.
That is all I have to add.
So I figure that now is probably a good time to start with, the way we do all of these episodes, where it's basically just our guests having the opportunity to ask any questions that might be on their mind about stuff they might not get about Sonic or stuff they've always wondered about, and our perhaps over knowledgeable asses will do our best to fill in the gaps. So, Carrie, if you have any questions to begin with, we would love to hear them.
Okay, I came up with a few questions, but this is the most pressing one on my mind. Are there any Sonic OCs that you would like to share about?
I remember those days.
Because I've got one.
So I will let you share yours first, just to, set the stage, and also so I can find the image that I know is somewhere in my hard drive.
Okay. I would occasionally tune into 4Kids TV to watch Sonic X. That was my only official media exposure to Sonic. So naturally, my OC would take place in the same universe as Sonic X.
Makes sense.
My OC is a purple bird named Flint. He's got feathers on his head that are slicked back. He wears a sleeveless black leather jacket. With spiked gauntlets and knee-high boots, and he's a cool guy.
He sounds cool.
That's my OC. Flint the bird.
I'm impressed to find that someone who was introduced to Sonic X made an animal character, considering how much focus there is on the human characters in Sonic X.
I couldn't care less about the humans featured in Sonic X. I didn't care at all about Chris.
Sorry, Chris.
Sonic X Chris, not you.
Yeah, that's why we deliberately always say
Chris Thorndike, we know.
That we say his full government name every time we talk about him.
I forgot we do end up doing that.
I realize we do that with a lot of the human characters just because otherwise we're going to get them confused with, other Sonic characters have that names. Like we always say Chuck Thorndike because we don't want to get mixed up with Uncle Chuck from the comics and the old show.
True. Well, I definitely had some Sonic OCs. I don't think I have an image of my first sketches when I was I'm talking 7 or 8 years old, where I did come up with the brilliant idea of a yellow porcupine being best friends with Sonic, who's not Sonic, but basically was Sonic. Probably my longest running OCs were also fan kids, because I was the type of person who wanted to make a character who was best friends with Sonic. Oh boy, sorry, I'm working my way up to this. I know I've mentioned these. I don't think I've ever posted these images in the chat, though. I'm sure they'll end up in the video version.
Oh, do tell about the fan kids. I'm curious.
So here we go. Here's an image I've posted of a sky blue hedgehog with cool hair, who was definitely Sonic's son. And he has a sword with a shard of the Master Emerald in it, because then he could go super whenever he wanted. And then and I'm pretty, I think it was Knuckles and Julie Sue from the Archie comics. Two fan kids of there, a purple echidna and a pink echidna. I'm guessing because the one Knuckles' daughter has a hyphenated name, which was the style at the time for all female echidnas in Archie. God, I'm trying to remember if I had any storylines. I know. Oh, and yes, the Sky Blue Hedgehog's name was Sky, with the place where clouds live. And then Moisha was Knuckles' purple son, and then Mimi Lynn was the pink echidna. And I think the only storyline I had cooked up for them was Mimi Lynn was did not want to be the next guardian of the floating island, but she was the one like born with the mark. I can't remember if that was a thing in Archie, that Knuckles' chest tattoo thing was like the mark of the guardian. That had to have come from somewhere.
Oh.
But like
it sounds vaguely familiar. It's been a while.
But like she was the one who was next in line and was like totally wanted to abdicate. And that was like the only thing I had going for it. I think I tried to reinvent Sky at least into a more not really fleshed out, just different character, because I think I did participate in a few like roleplay stories on a forum, and like, okay, well, he can't be Sonic's kid, but he's definitely still going to be a cool hedgehog with a sword, so...
Oh, and there's another illustration too with a skull sword.
Oh yeah. Would you believe
Heck
me
yeah.
if I said I owned that sword from some like package of pocket knives my dad bought on QVC. So I had that real ass pirate sword
I love
awesome.
this
for a
design.
while.
Love the combat
man.
trousers, the cross, so you know he's Christian.
Yep, the cross necklace. Yeah, something. Definitely was listening to Under Oath at the time. Sky the Hedgehog was.
I can see how this person went on to draw those Sonic shorts now. The style is starting to form there.
Oh yeah, I didn't even realize. Yeah, I even really branched out by giving him blue arms, really separating himself from Sonic.
No, you get to say that out loud, Carrie. If you like moist toes, you say that on the podcast. You don't put that in the text chat.
Man, I can guarantee you any like full outfit I put an OC in was probably an outfit that I owned as a child.
Nice.
So yes, the Knuckles purple sun wearing the gray sweatbands on his dreadlocks and slip-on sandals was probably an outfit I owned.
I like his toes.
There you go.
Yeah, he has yellow highlights on his on his head and feet and fingers, but no gloves. I was really controversial there. Nobody was wearing gloves.
Which is something that you do not often see in a lot of fan art in my experience.
Well, it depends on what people are into.
Yeah, I am. You notice in that first one, Sky's hands are backwards for sure. The only thing I can think of was I was probably also copying a lot of Dragon Ball anatomy. Like, I didn't have any Dragon Ball fan characters, but I would record and pause that show to teach myself how to draw like human anatomy. So
I also heavily referenced anime in my earlier drawings. I see it in Sky's hairstyle as well.
oh yeah, Sky was just Trunks. Like before Silver the Hedgehog existed, Sky was literally Trunks.
That's actually a lot more elaborate than I remember you telling us about your characters in the OC episode. So I'm glad you've laid that at our feet now, and now we get to see all of this.
Yep. There's probably also stuff that I've forgotten and or have purposefully locked away behind Cyclops,
fair.
never to be revealed.
Wouldn't know anything about that.
I think I talked about my OCs before. I think I talked about Jazzy and Jazoo, the flying squirrels that I invented with my uncle.
Yeah.
I don't have any like old art of that, but I do have the picture of Jazzy at least that I drew for the podcast. So we had a little. He was just a little guy, and they were. He had a bigger
he's
brother.
just a little birthday
Aw.
boy.
He had a bigger brother who had cool sunglasses because that was my uncle's OC, and he shot lasers out his sunglasses like he was Cyclops. It was cool. And then and then at one point he was like, "We should make girlfriends for them." I was like, "Okay." And then I just started drawing squirrels with boobs, and I was normal after that.
That's how it starts.
Yep.
But there's not much elaborate there. It was just everything was written in the Sonic the Comic universe because that was just what I understood Sonic to be at the time. But yeah, they were just a couple of squirrels who were but they were normal Earth squirrels that were turned into Mobian squirrels by Grimer, Robotnik's assistant from STC, because that's what I thought you had to do. Anyway, those are my guys.
Oh, naturally.
Well, I'll just get mine out of the way. Believe it or not, I've never been a good drawing artist. My artistic talents skew towards other things like playing drums, camera work, stuff like that. So I've never been a good drawing artist, as evidenced by when we made Tygon on the podcast.
You're really selling yourself short, Jake, because I think every time you posted another sketch of who would become Lumber the Tygon, we were like, we have to incorporate that into the design immediately. Here's the only like other Sonic OC I did, like modern sensibilities. Like I said, I think I created them in Sonic Forces. Although, crud, when did Sonic Forces come out? If this is dated,
2017.
09. Okay, so no, this is Comet, who predates Sonic Forces, but I recreated them in Sonic Forces. So, yeah, I guess they are my only modern-ish Sonic OC. I thought for sure I had another drawing because I came up with like some backstory of Comet, like is a lighthouse keeper who lives. Yeah, hell yeah, there's Lumber the Tygon.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, there it is.
Wow,
that did help us form
it.
what was the final sketch of this guy, which was.
Oh yeah,
I've got the. Oh yeah, you've got the final design there.
Mm-hmm.
That is our podcast mascot, Lumber the Tygon.
You can see the resemblance, right?
I love this
Absolutely.
character. He's got such a unique silhouette, like the hair upon his head.
Mm-hmm.
What is a Tygon?
It is a crossbreed between a lion and a tiger.
It is a
That
real
makes
animal.
sense.
Oh, the palm tree
I do
hair.
love the palm. I did decided that he needed the palm tree hair in the final version.
I mean, you did also create a second revision that is that one. I mean, that does, transition nicely into my OC from back in the day, which I know Jeremy is intimately familiar with.
Oh, I've got some images on the standby.
There's the original.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Cyberlink.
Wow.
The original Cyberlink.
2003.
Yeah.
Copyright for Cyberlink.
Yeah. Specifically the C in parentheses because I didn't know how to do the little copyright symbol.
Yeah.
Oh, nobody did back then. It was they hadn't invented it yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Luke printed this out, put it in an envelope, stamped it, and sent it to the Library of Congress for a copyright.
Yep.
That still stands. But no, it was one of those cases where it was like I saw everybody on the old forum where Jeremy and I met had their own OCs, and I'm like, I want to fit in. I want to have an OC too, and I had no originality whatsoever. So I was like, okay, I've already got the Cyberlink screen name. I need to make an OC that fits that name, and that is what came out. And it became very funny to me years later when they did the official. Well, I'm not going to say anything else because that's going to spoil a question in our.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cyberlink also meets famous Canadian voiceover artists.
That did happen.
Wow.
I did in fact meet Scott McNeil, so that checks out.
I know. There's a picture right there.
Is there a story behind the dead body?
Dead body in the background.
No, I think I
They know
just
what they
found
did.
a picture probably on Facebook and drew in. I want to say probably drew over that in my cracked copy of Flash as a birthday present.
Yeah, that does look like some flash lines right there.
Yep, it's dated 2008, so at least that old.
This might predate Sonic Shorts Volume 1.
Yes.
Cyberlink was mostly just used for, when I wanted to basically have a self-insert in, sprite comics and, online role plays of the day.
A representation of the self.
I believe his backstory was that he was a robotic duplicate of Sonic that was being created, and then through the magic of some random wormhole, Link showed up in there and some of his DNA got caught in the roboticizer, something like that. It's
Whoa.
been, it's been over 20 years. It's hard to remember all the details. All else I remember was that it was a lot of like dumb, lol, random humor because it was the early 2000s and that was the style at the time.
It was absolutely the style at the time.
So does that answer your question about OCs?
Honestly, yes, absolutely. I feel like I've learned so much about you all in turn.
Maybe not a lot about Sonic the Hedgehog
Fantastic.
itself, but it's certainly about us.
It's a good icebreaker.
True.
Yeah. Okay, are you prepared for my second question?
Please.
Okay, so what makes Sonic Adventure 2 such a beloved title in the series? Is it the story, the game design, or the timing of the release?
It's Rouge's boobs.
Yes, that's it. That's
Is
the real
one of the noted.
That
That is a significant factor. I think it's a little bit of all three. You mentioned the timing of the release. That was a big role because for a lot of people, it was their first Sonic game because it was the first one to come out on a Nintendo console.
True, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. See, when you said the timing, I immediately went to the fact that I want to say 2 months before it came out on the Dreamcast, I remember reading in game magazines at the time, it was like, oh, and the Dreamcast is officially stopping production, and there may be no more Sega and or Sonic games ever. So when I first played Sonic Adventure 2, I thought it might be the last Sonic game I might ever play.
So you did your best to savor it as best you could.
Oh yeah, I think I've shared before that I had trouble finishing the two separate campaigns, the Hero and the Dark, and I beat the Dark Side story first. And the ending of that story highly implies that Sonic dies, and I was like depressed for days as a child.
No.
Before I did manage to beat the Hero side and realize, oh no, everybody's fine.
Farewell, Sonic. Forever.
Timing is important also in the sense of, I feel like for a lot of people, this and other Sonic games as well were their first experience with like a big video game narrative that really resonated with them. You can comment as to whether or not the story holds up as much as it did. I think it's all right. I have a lot of fondness for it.
Mm-hmm. I would argue it is still one of the better stories in any Sonic game.
From the perspective
agree.
of a Sonic game, sure. Ones that have stories in them. I thought you were going to say video games of all time. I'm like, wow. But
that's a stretch, but I think it is still. I think it's still a really solid narrative, which is evidenced by the fact that they still kept most of the big plot beats when they adapted it for a big budget feature film.
Yeah, inexplicably that it translated well. I mean, that's largely to do with the skill of the adaptation, but yeah, a lot of it did carry over into the Hollywood movie that we got.
I've come back to this recently. I think the tone of Sonic Adventure 2 is also something I appreciate more because it is big and silly and dramatic and stars these cartoon animals talking, but it takes itself just seriously enough to where it's earnest. In that it doesn't have to wink at the audience, or it doesn't really have to try and break the tension. And I think that's when I think Sonic stories really hit for me. And a lot of the more recent games that have come out in the past few years, the past 5-ish years, have managed to hit that a similar tone, and it just makes me go crazy, pumping my fists in the air yes. Go, I believe in the heart of the hedgehogs. Go, go. Not that I don't like it when Sonic is funny. I think there are plenty of Sonic stories in the games that are silly and work just fine. But I like it when they get dramatic with these little goofy ass furries, and that takes itself seriously as well.
It is the most, for a longest time, the most anime of the Sonics, game-wise, story-wise, presentation-wise. So you can see why that resonates with a lot of people who like that sort of thing. So, and I'm not just saying that to just kind of degrade it like one of those animes, which is the kind of thing that would be, say, completely straight on an episode of Sonic the Comic, the podcast. But, it's like, it is very much, if you like that sort of presentation and that sort of story, then it's one of the good ones of those.
Nice. I know exactly what you mean when you say the tone is more anime. It takes itself more seriously when it comes to telling the narrative.
Well, also being a bit over the top in a way, because it's about hedgehogs.
It's a delicate balance, though, because, I mean, even if, you're completely unfamiliar, I think the story of Sonic 06 is too far in that direction to where then the story isn't fun at all and doesn't make sense and is trying to be serious. But, I mean, that's part of why I love the Sonic franchise, is there's always an example of, what you're talking about, basically.
Yeah, and to your point about the gameplay, I think that, by and large, it's still a little bit janky, going back to it in the modern day, but Adventure 2 is largely, sort of a refined version of the gameplay in Adventure 1. A lot of people, you can take or leave the shooting segments and the treasure hunting segments or whatever, but they are still much improved over their counterparts in the original Sonic Adventure. And they did strip out a lot of the, other gameplay segments that weren't as popular in that original game as well. So it is kind of a refinement of what they had already started doing, just a few years prior. And I think that if you're willing to meet it halfway, I think it still plays relatively well, though there are obviously a lot of improvements that could be made if they were to redo it again in the modern day.
Yep.
Which they will never will.
Probably not.
It's the most streamlined in a way because unlike Sonic Adventure, there's no faffing around in a hub world or anything like that. It's just, level, and with cutscenes, it's sort of like connecting them. So if you like your Sonic to be kind of straightforward and a little railroady because you'd want to keep playing the game, that's there for you.
I think it is sort of a case where it's like, with a lot of Sonic games, there's always like, I really like it, except for this one thing or this other thing. I think part of the reason it still, sticks with people is because it is kind of the full package where it doesn't do everything phenomenally well, but everything that is there, like all the individual pieces are at least good, if not better. So it's one of those cases where it's like, it all works and that's enough that it sticks with people as a result.
But the real answer is
and Shadow the Hedgehog is there.
Shadow the Hedgehog is there, and everyone loves him, and his story is surprisingly dark for because it's a dark story, but literally it's a dark story. And also, but the real answer is it's got the best version of the Chow Garden.
Yeah, that too.
Everyone remembers playing that to death. So then I'm going to play the levels over again so they could fuel their Chow addiction.
The children yearn for the virtual pets.
They actually do. And Sega's like, cool. Anyway. Oh, the music's good as well.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2, good game. Yeah.
It's got Live and Learn in it, so, if you've heard Live and Learn, then yeah. If you watch the Japanese version of Sonic X instead of the 4Kids one, you'd have heard Live and Learn during the cool final sequence.
True.
Yep.
That's the basic version of why people still like that one, I think. There's probably a lot more answers, and I'm sure we'll get them right in the comments below.
I think part of the appeal is also that there are dual narratives. You've got Hero versus Dark. And for many of my friends who are around the same age as me, it was their first Sonic game with full voice acting and cinematic cutscenes. It just felt more grown up for us.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, and I think that there is something, very cool about any game that does the parallel narrative format where it is, two stories that kind of interweave with each other here and there before converging right at the end. I think that that's always really cool storytelling device whenever I see it employed in something.
It's nice to see both sides of a story, yeah.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2, great game.
Yahoo!
So this actually seems like a good spot for us to switch things up a bit. And this time we're going to be the one asking you questions in the first of our mini games.
Yeah.
So we are going to be playing a couple mini games during this episode to kind of see how much Sonic you've absorbed through your own experience or cultural osmosis or whatever have you. And this first one is called ABCD Station. This is going to be a very simple, multiple choice quiz where we're going to ask you a series of questions, each with 4 possible answers, and all you have to do is just pick which one you think is right. Very easy, very simple.
Sounds fun.
So, Chris, would you like to pull up the first of our questions?
I certainly would. All right, let us begin with ABCD Station. Right off the bat, question number 1, Carrie, if you're ready.
I sure am.
Let's find out. What year did the Sonic X anime first premiere? Was it A, 2003, B, 2004, C, 2006, or D, 2007?
I want to say 2006. So, I'm going with C.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, is it?
Yes.
Willingly picking 2006. And you're incorrect, it's 2003 as A. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
It was, I believe, February 2003 in Japan and September 2003 in the West.
Sometimes I forget they saw dollar signs. This has to be out in America immediately.
I certainly wasn't watching it in 2003.
Well, it still was in reruns, and I mean, is even still very popular on streaming services to this day, so...
Yeah, like, to put in perspective, Sonic X reruns were still airing on the very last, broadcast of Saturday morning cartoons on terrestrial TV.
Toonzai? Was that?
I think that's right.
Yeah, Sonic X is, despite being so old, was just featured in Sega's official Sonic 35 year anniversary sizzle reel. Probably because Sega owns it wholesale since they own TMS who animated it, but still, yeah, man, people still watch Sonic X.
That show has had a long tail. It's very impressive, honestly.
Now let's move on to the second question. Which Super Smash Bros. Game was the first to feature Sonic as a playable character? Now, was it A, Super Smash Bros. Melee on the GameCube, B, Super Smash Bros. Brawl on the Wii, C, Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS and Wii U, or D, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on the Switch?
I will say that the first Smash game I played was Brawl for the Wii. I did play a little bit of Smash on the GameCube, I think at a restaurant one time where there just happened to be a GameCube plugged into the TV.
Oh, sweet. That's a
but
cool
I
ass
don't
restaurant.
recall seeing Sonic on that roster, so I'm going to go with B, Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Brawl, you say? Well,
Yes.
the answer is... It's B, it's Brawl, you're right, absolutely.
Yay.
You're right. You weren't one of those people who
Yay.
believed in the lies in the games magazines that you could unlock Sonic and Tails in Smash Bros. Melee.
Although that is now real thanks to fan mods.
Yes, it is
Yeah,
now.
I believed it back in the day. Shout out to the Akanea build for making that happen.
And Sonic was such a difficult character for me to play as a kid. He just goes too fast. Too
He
fast.
really does. But it was really exciting for him to show up, though. I couldn't believe that Sonic was going to be in one of these games. I was like, yes, that's the one I'm playing, because it's got my boy in it.
I remember being, up at 4 a.m. waiting for that day's, Smash Brothers announcement because they were doing the dojo. And I remember seeing that trailer and just losing my freaking mind.
Nice.
Sonic's in Brawl.
Question number 3. What was the first new Sonic game to launch on multiple home consoles after Sega left the hardware business? Now, is it A, Sonic Heroes, B, Sonic Battle, C, Sonic Rush, or D, Sonic Riders?
Oh my. I'm not familiar with all of those games,
At least one or two.
so I suppose I will take a shot in the dark. I will go with B, Sonic Battle.
So you think Sonic Battle was the first one to appear on multiple consoles?
That's what I'm going with.
You are unfortunately incorrect. That was only on the Game Boy Advance. That was, yes. The actual answer is Sonic Heroes. That was on multiple consoles. Sonic Rush was DS. Sonic Riders was just after posted Sonic Heroes, so Sonic with his Heroes. But yeah, unfortunately. But Sonic Heroes was the one where they were like, I remember, what consoles was it on again? Xbox, PS...
Xbox, GameCube, and PS2.
Yeah.
Yeah, my cousin used to play it on the PS2.
That was the very first one.
Also, the confirmation that Sonic the Hedgehog games were not dead forever after the death of the Dreamcast.
Right.
And Jeremy could sleep again at night.
Yes. Something to look forward to.
Unfortunately, it was Sonic Heroes, so... Anyway.
Yeah, it's fine. It's good.
We had a whole
sometimes.
It would have been better if they weren't put into an untenable development situation.
Yes.
Next on the docket, in Sonic Forces, the player creates their own custom character to venture through levels, either solo or teamed up with Sonic. Which of these is not one of the possible species the player can select? Is it A, bear, B, cat, C, wolf, or D, fox? Which of these is not a custom character or species you can pick in Sonic Forces?
I seem to recall the option to create a cat. So it's not cat. I'm going to guess fox because we don't want any Tails the Fox lookalikes. So final answer is D, fox.
Well, the answer is D, fox. You're absolutely right. They did not let you choose a fox. But you could pick hedgehog, so you could have a bad Sonic clone. Well, since you're on a roll now, let's find out how well you handle the next question. You're going to have to roleplay here to imagine what the answer is, but what is Knuckles' favourite food?
Grapes.
Is it... I shall read the rest of the question. Is it A, chili dogs, B, grapes, C, coconuts, or D, Cool Ranch Doritos? Well...
B, grapes. He's my favorite guy.
The answer to that question is, surprisingly, B. Yeah, grapes. It's absolutely different. Well, you got the jump on us that time. But yes.
Love the
that's
confidence.
adorable. Is that an actual screenshot from
That is from the
Yes.
Knuckles
movie?
TV show, where he is.
They have
the
gone
TV
all
show,
in
the
on
spin-off.
Knuckles' love of grapes in the show.
He does eat an entire bag of Cool Ranch Doritos in that show,
He
too.
does, yes.
That's true.
If we had a door, Carrie kicked it in to yell grapes in our faces.
I love
Absolutely. It's the one thing I feel confident about.
Yeah, we cannot underestimate Knuckles as fans. If we had asked this question to Prismaya, she would have been disgusted with us to even propose it. Okay, well, let's see if you have as much luck with the next one. The Sonic Boom cartoon takes a much more sitcom approach to Sonic's world. Which of these is not the premise of an actual episode? Alright, see if you know anything about Sonic Boom. So first, A. Eggman asks Amy to help redecorate his lair for a magazine photo shoot. B. Knuckles takes over as the host of a late-night talk show. C. Orbot and Cubot try to start a union for Eggman's creations. Or D. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles start a boy band to take down pop sensation Justin Bieber.
Okay, the fourth one I definitely recall. I watched that episode.
It's a good one.
The first premise sounds quite plausible. I'm sure Amy has impeccable interior design skills. The second one, Knuckles becomes a talk show host, sounds a little familiar. I'm getting some deja vu when I hear that. So I'm going to guess that option number C does not actually exist as an episode. Orbot and Cubot do not form a union. My final answer is C.
Well, the actual answer to that is it's C. Yeah, you're right. Orbot and Cubot do not try to start a union for Eggman's creations. They are just robots and they have no soul.
Class consciousness was not awakened.
We don't even get dental.
Oh,
You've actually...
it sounds like a plausible concept.
That's the
Oh,
idea.
they could have made it work.
Yeah, but let's see if you can keep this momentum going. like in old Sonic games. The Wii U version of Sonic Lost World got free DLC that added extra levels based on Nintendo franchises. Now, which of these was one of the games represented? Is it A, Donkey Kong, B, Kirby, C, The Legend of Zelda, or D, Splatoon?
You're asking which of those franchises was included?
Yeah, which of...
Yes, which of those got its own level in Sonic Lost World?
I'm gonna say it's not Kirby. Not Kirby. Splatoon? Possibly, because, there exists Splatoon for the Wii U. Donkey Kong? I'm not sure. Okay, I'm going to guess D. Splatoon.
The answer is C, The Legend of Zelda. That's what Luke was trying to keep from telling you before.
Oh! Oh, it's the crossover that you've wanted your whole life, Cyberlink 420.
Pretty much.
It's unironically probably one of the best levels in the game,
It is.
unfortunately. Or fortunately.
It was one of the levels that, was more open compared to a lot of the other ones in the game and kind of made better use of the parkour mechanics that game introduced.
You're visiting the Sonic shorts. I thought we should take credit for that one gag with Big and Froggy as Link opening a chest.
Oh, yeah.
In addition to Cyberlink.
Those levels have both been, ported by fans to the PC version, so people who get that can also play them as well, which is very cool.
It's okay. Next on the docket. In the Knuckles TV show, Knuckles' warrior apprentice Wade Whipple learns of Knuckles' origins through a low-budget rock opera. Now, which singer performed Wade's singing voice for this? Now, is it A, Doug Robb of Hoobastank? Is it B, Jarrett Reddick of Bowling for Soup? Is it C, Jelly Roll? Or is it D, Michael Bolton?
Who the fuck is Wade Whipple?
Oh, if you watch the Knuckles TV show, you'll become intimately acquainted with Wade Whipple.
I've never watched the Knuckles TV show.
Did you watch the first live-action movie?
Even that I haven't actually seen.
Oh.
I should. It's on my bucket list. I work with kids and they can't shut up about the Sonic movies. I have yet to see it for myself. But I'm going to take a shot in the dark. Did you say something about a jelly roll?
Jelly Roll was
that
C,
option
yes.
C? Okay, because that sounds so yummy and delicious. I'm going to go with option C, Jelly Roll.
Well, the answer to who the singer that performed the singing voice of one Wade Whipple is D, Michael Bolton. Managed to get him on that because of his previous work with Lonely Island, because some of the people who worked on that was working on this show, especially that episode, so...
Jelly Roll is a musical artist who did a song for the Sonic 3 movie, and not the Delicious Baked Treat.
Oh, I see.
And Doug Robb of Hoobastank did the theme song of Sonic Forces, and Jarrett Reddick of Bowling for Soup did the theme song for Sonic Unleashed.
So all of these names are technically connected to the Sonic franchise.
In their own special way. Sorry, we're going to have to clip that line about Wade Whipple, because that is the exact reaction we should be having to that character. But weirdly, after coming out of that show, I was like, you know what? I think I like Wade Whipple of all characters.
He's actually pretty good.
You can eat a lot of Hot
True.
Pockets.
He was a hungry child.
He had always been a hungry child.
All of this lost on Carrie for now. Alright, next on the agenda, it's in the 1992 Sonic the Hedgehog manga series, Sonic was a superhero alter ego of a 10-year-old hedgehog boy. Now, what was this boy's name? Is it A, Sonny? Is it B, Nicky? Is it C, Maurice? Or is it D, Ogilvy?
If it helps you at all, here is the character's design.
Yeah, see if this...
Oh, good to have a point of reference. Oh, he's so cute.
Yes.
I'm going to presume that it's not Ogilvy.
It's an
Maurice?
old Polish name.
Maurice. At first I thought maybe Maurice was in there to throw me off, but God, he kind of looks like a Maurice, doesn't he? Maurice.
He looks like a Griffin McElroy.
He reminds me of the little nerd guy on, although he's got swirly glasses, on a Sailor Moon.
I think I'm going to go with option C. Maurice. He strikes me as a Maurice.
Let's find out if he's a crazy old Maurice. Well, the answer to what this boy's name is B, Nicky. He is Nicky the Hedgehog, the main character of this manga series. And yes, he would transform into Sonic. And there is a whole list of a whole bunch of characters from Hedgehog Town we're seeing in the chat.
Oh my God, they have a gorilla.
Yeah,
they have a gorilla.
They sure do.
yeah. Like
I love that.
on the far left, that's his dad Paulie, his mom Brenda, his little sister Tanya.
I don't know if his dad would be on the far left. He gives me vibes of anyway.
He definitely voted leave.
That looks awfully similar to Amy Rose's beta design.
That is pretty much Sonic CD design. Just they used it wholesale in the comic, but not initially. She had a completely different design. But yeah, Amy was a part of it. Several characters actually made their debut here, including Charmy B, before he made it into the game. So interesting history to this little manga.
I was going to say, I've been watching the new season of The Pit, medical ER drama-like show, and there is a character in this new season named with the last name Ogilvy, and it has been throwing me for a loop.
So the actual origin for all these names, in case you're wondering, Sonny is pretty much what people called Sonic, right, in like the early Western stuff. I'm pretty sure that's what Uncle Chuck called him. Actually, no, no, you know what? It's also the Sonic Bible. You're right. The not just any old Bible, the Sonic Bible, which gave him his Western origin, where he was a brown hedgehog who grew up to be a blue hedgehog when he got into an accident in a treadmill. He was Sonny. Maurice is Sonic's middle name, I think, from the Archie comics.
Middle name in the Archie comics.
Ogilvy is.
I knew the name Maurice was familiar.
And Ogilvy is what Ken Penders wanted to be Sonic's real first name, but they would not let that happen, because why would you?
They said no.
Anyway.
Thank goodness.
Finally, the last of these questions in the ABCD station. Which of these is a real thing that happened, oh yes, of course, appropriately, in Archie's Sonic the Hedgehog comics? Now, A. Big the Cat travels across dimensions to the world of Breath of Fire 3. B. Tails merges with countless versions of himself from other realities to become the muscular Titan Tails. C. Charmy B's friend Mello suffers a fatal overdose from eating a chili dog laced with lemon sundrop dandelion, aka LSD. Or D. All of the above.
Well, I will say the name Mello is quite familiar, so I take it that did actually happen in the Archie comics universe. So I'm not going to guess C. Big the Cat travels across dimensions to the world of Breath of Fire 3?
It's whatever one of these you think is a real thing that happened in the comics.
Breath of Fire 3, a Capcom RPG for the PlayStation 1.
Yes. I'm going to guess D. All of the above.
Wow.
Because from my understanding, Archie comics, like the Sonic comics, have been going for a long time. So, doubtless they would have time to show all of these separate stories. I'm guessing D.
Well, the answer to which of these is a real thing that happened in Archie's Sonic the Hedgehog comics is in fact D, all of the above. Yes, all of these things did happen over the course of its lengthy run.
It's always hard not to give that question away.
Yes.
That's amazing.
But at the end of that game, I should have been keeping track of Carrie's score there. Was someone doing that? Okay.
I gotcha. It is an even split. You got 5 out of 10 correct.
Hey!
Okay, not too bad, not too bad.
You could still pass with extra credit.
Yeah! I was anticipating doing worse.
It's fine. There will be other opportunities to get your Sonic GPA up before the end of this episode. Yes, well done for this first minigame. We will have at least one or two more before this episode is through, but I think it's time to get back to one of your questions for us.
Yeah, thanks for that. I had a blast answering those questions, and I learned so much. As for my third question, it is relating to the recent Sonic movies. Have you seen the recent Sonic movies, and what are your general thoughts on them? And do you have any predictions for Sonic 4? I'm asking as someone who hasn't seen the movies for myself, but have heard a lot of good things about them from the youth.
Wade Whipple is a good character, actually.
Yes.
I've established that. No, yeah, well, for the purpose of this podcast, we do watch all of those films and the associated TV show, and I really like them. It took a while for them to get really good, but they got there, because of what they were starting with. That first Sonic movie, how it was going to be before they decided to fix it, was not good, and it's still not, like, incredible. It has its issues just by its very nature.
It's a good one of those.
A Smurfs, as many people call it. It's a Smurfs, Alvin and the Chipmunks, you know.
Are you talking in terms of, like, Sonic's physical design? How he looked prior to...
That didn't help.
The fans' feedback?
If that movie had that design, I don't know if it would have been acceptable. And it's still... The concept is fine, but it is one of those films where it's a CG character surrounded by live action actors, and they're like sneaking around and stuff. And you've seen at least one of those. Yes, it's a road trip movie. There's ostensibly a Robotnik in there / Eggman if you prefer. But it's just Jim Carrey doing Jim Carrey things. Your mileage may vary as to whether that's fun. We grew up during a time where Jim Carrey was a popular fellow, so we're probably a bit more able to tolerate that. But apparently the kids like it still, so who are we to judge? Like, you know,
yes,
maybe
the movies are a smashing
right
success with the kids.
Yeah. I would argue that they are more successful than the games at this point, which is, you know, a lot to take in as people who have been here since the beginning, but like they have become such an important tentpole of this franchise that you really can't ignore their, you know, prominence. But I think that, you know, I concur with what Chris was saying, where the first movie felt like a movie with Sonic in it. Yes. The other two felt like Sonic movies, if you get the difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, the TV show is very much a show with Knuckles in it. But it's very fun. If you like your shows to be very silly live action stuff that references old 2000s like raunchy comedies, sports comedies, that kind of thing, you're gonna have a good time with it. But it all depends on how you enjoy Mr. Wade Whipple, who is not actually as an important character in any of those movies. He's there. But it's not until that he comes into the limelight, and then he becomes the one of two like original human characters in this series that I actually like. The other one being Robotnik's minion, Agent Stone, who's also fun.
Oh yeah,
everybody loves Agent Stone.
So I think we can say, on the whole, like, yes, those movies are a lot of fun. Definitely not perfect. Start off a little rough, but the more things they start adding in from the games, to where you go from the first movie where it's like, kind of, there's some green hill and rings, to the third one almost being a literal adaptation of Shadow's story in Sonic Adventure 2. Yes, they are a ton of fun.
In the third film, they more heavily reference the Sonic games. It's so strange to think that younger fans of Sonic nowadays are being introduced to the franchise through the movies and TV shows. Like, they own merch, like backpacks, clothing, keychains. I see it everywhere. But
oh, absolutely.
They don't own any of the Sonic games. Times are changing.
God, to speak on like the franchise as a whole, I mean, I think Sega knows that, which is why they've gone pretty hard into like mobile games and like tie-ins. Like, of course, they're still going to make Sonic games, because Sonic games, like, no matter what, are fairly popular. But yeah, the fact that they do so many like crossovers and tie-ins, and all different kinds of stuff, even, short cartoons and things like that, is for like those younger Sonic fans who might not have known about any of the franchise before those movies. 'Cause yeah, kids really like those movies too. As far as predictions for the next one, I mean, gosh.
We know a little bit of what to expect just because of the teaser at the end of the third film, where it is, introducing Amy and multiple Metal Sonics. So obviously both of those are going to fit in pretty significantly. So it's a pretty reasonable guess that they are going to be roughly adapting Sonic CD, which is the game where both of these characters first came from, which is a time travel story. So I think a lot of people are expecting it's going to be a very sort of like Terminator style movie where it is, the enemy from the future comes back to try to change the past, maybe having to go to the future to see it all ruined and fix things. This might just be us, but that specifically, the fact that they have multiple Metal Sonics is very evocative of a certain story arc in the Fleetway Sonic the Comic series, which I know Chris is a huge proponent of, called the Brotherhood of Metallics, where it was a bunch of Metal Sonics that all went rogue and basically created their own, society of conquerors, basically. And they did a little bit of stuff with that, with time travel. So it could be drawing a little bit of influence from that as well.
In the movies, they've also been introducing the concept of like space travel, like, Sonic being from a different planet, Tails being from a possibly even different planet than Sonic. I wouldn't be surprised if like, as much as we have grown to love them, if like the other human characters don't play a big role in the fourth movie, just because they're not going to get on a spaceship.
Yeah.
I know the writers in interviews have spoken about how they want to start taking those movies off planet. So I think that that's a very good guess.
Okay. I think one big honor that you can say about the movies that we've had so far is that a lot of people who have very little history with Sonic just in general still really enjoy those movies. And I can at least speak to the fact that my wife, who, we joked before the podcast, she's the one who jokes on our podcast saying he's blue and he runs fast. What else is there to talk about? But she has legitimately enjoyed the three movies, especially the third one. And even my dad, he watched me grow up playing different Sonic games, and the third one was his first one that he saw with me, and we saw it in the theater, and he really enjoyed it. He thought it was he wasn't really expecting like the deeper story that it had, and I think it's just a wonderful thing that those movies, they're interconnected, but they also, you can sit down and watch any of them out of order, and maybe you'll miss like one or two tiny little things, but they can all stand on their own as well. So it's great that they've written them in such a way where anybody can sit down and watch any of them and just enjoy it. And I think that's one of the biggest strengths of the movies we've had so far.
It's awesome that they work as standalone films.
And you can tell from the fact that we're a bunch of Sonic nerds and we're like, yeah, these are great. These are good fun. We're not miserable about it. They work.
Which is not something you can say about a lot of video game adaptations.
No, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's talk about the Rampage movies.
Yeah, that fourth movie is supposed to come out in oh God, don't get me started on Rampage. But that fourth movie is supposed to come out in March 2027, so we've got plenty of time for them to, reveal a few more secrets before we finally get a look. Let's real quick do another mini game. This one is one we'd like to call I've Come to Make an Announcement. This is a true or false quiz where Jeremy, our resident Dr. Eggman voice actor, will say a quote, and Carrie just has to tell us if it is from Dr. Eggman or Robotnik or somebody else.
I love it.
All right, Jeremy, are you ready?
I am ready.
Makes me happy every single time. All right.
Affirmative.
All right, so Carrie, all you need to do is guess whether each of the lines that Jeremy says in the Robotnik voice are actual quotes or completely fake.
I can't wait.
Jeremy, start us with number 1.
Who the heck are you? Don't talk to me.
So is that a real Eggman quote?
To me, it sounds like it. I'm going to go with yeah. It is a real Eggman quote.
That is correct. That is from The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Yes, the free visual novel available now on Steam.
Yeah. I remember playing it in 2023.
Yeah.
So
I was
good,
about to say,
so
that's
good.
another pretty great intro for people who may not have played a Sonic game but know of the characters. God, that's such a good game.
It's so good. All right, number 2.
I just realized I explode more than the average guy.
Well, the question is, would Dr. Eggman refer to himself as a guy? I'm going to guess no. This is not a quote.
That is correct. That is a Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Sounds like something you might say, yeah.
They're not too far. I think they might get along. Maybe even more
Oh,
than,
yeah, 100%.
than Eggman and Dr. Wily got along.
Yeah.
Although Doofenshmirtz would be the one who had a change of heart. Be like, I don't know, Robotnik. I think you're a little too evil.
Oh, that's a really good Doofenshmirtz impression.
You know, those dudes are from, at least one of them is from my hometown, so I'll always have a special
that's awesome.
place for Phineas and Ferb, yeah.
Eggman does also know how irritating Platypi can be, so
Starline the platypus!
A platypus?
I know of that character. A doctor, a Mr. Starline.
Oh, Starline's pretty great.
yep. All right, number 3.
It should be obvious. I'm getting a tan.
I figure this might be something that Dr. Eggman, Dr. Robotnik says in the cartoons. Yeah, you know what? Sure, maybe he's tanning in one of those old episodes. I'm gonna go with yes. Yes, this is something he said.
That is incorrect. That is Hojo from Final Fantasy VII.
Oh,
No. Although Dr. Eggman has been known to sunbathe.
This
in
is
fact,
true.
in Sonic X, in his old-timey red and white striped bathing suit.
oh, I totally forgot about that, but you're bringing back memories, yeah.
This is, of course, the famous scene from Final Fantasy. Yeah, there it is. From Final Fantasy VII, where Hojo is on the beach in a lab coat.
All right, number 4.
He wouldn't recognize a work of art if it punched him in the face. You did punch him in the face, right?
I don't know. I mean, I immediately think of Knuckles, but I don't know if Knuckles has anything to do with this quote. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say, yeah, this is a quote. It is a quote from Dr. Robotnik.
You are correct. This is from issue 12 of the IDW comic.
Oh, I see.
He says it to
How
Metal Sonic.
dare that Sonic damage you.
Attaboy.
Oh. The little thumbs up.
All right, number 5.
I just stole candy from 4,822 babies.
Yes, this is a quote.
And that's fine by me.
That's what I'm going with.
That is correct. That is from the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog episode Super Robotnik. Number 6.
You're gonna breathe in a bunch of tiny little robots, and they're going to optimize your DNA strands. Exciting stuff.
Oh, robots? Maybe this is something he has said. I'm going with yes. Yes.
That is incorrect. That's a Cave Johnson quote from Portal.
Oh,
I knew it sounded familiar.
Number 7.
Heroes are wimpy.
and it ends there.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's all you get.
I'm going to guess perhaps this is something that he has not said. I'm going with no.
You are incorrect. That is a
Dang
quote from
nabbit.
Sonic Adventure 2.
Oh,
It is when you are using the Eggman system voice and you select the Chow Garden on the map.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
Dialogue like this is why
racking-
you know that the kid. This is why it's an iconic game in the Sonic series for stuff like
Yes.
that.
I'm sure it's a very heavily processed but deep and smooth Dean Bristow. Heroes are wimpy.
Number 8.
The doctor is in, and he hates you.
Yeah, it does sound like something he'd say.
It does sound like something he'd say, but it isn't. This was a Dr. Nefarious quote from Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, I see. Another doctor.
That's a good one, though.
It is a good one. Number 9.
There's just something about unpaid labor that makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside.
That line does sound a little bit familiar. I'm not sure if my brain is playing tricks on me or if I may have heard it from like the Sonic Boom cartoon. I'm going to go with yes, this is a quote.
You are correct. It is from the Sonic Boom cartoon, the episode Double Doomsday.
Yes, it sounded so familiar.
Last one. Number 10.
Thanks for being an idiot. I think I'll leave now.
Okay, bye. Yeah, sure. I'm sure he said it in some context. I'm going with yes. This is a quote.
You are incorrect. That's a Dr. Wily quote from Mega Man.
All these doctors, all these evil doctors.
There's a lot of evil doctors.
Apparently.
That is definitely a line we could have wrote for when Chris and Knuckles bring Eggman all of the chaos symbols.
Yeah. Once again, even split of 5 out of 10.
Yep.
Ooh.
damn.
Still alive.
That's an even 50-50 split all the way through. Like, very impressive, honestly. All right, I know you had at least one more question you wanted to ask for this episode.
Yeah, I do have one final question, and it's very open-ended. It's more so what you all think. So the question is, if you could have a spin-off game centered around any Sonic character, who would you want to see portrayed in their own game? What characters do you think don't get enough attention in the franchise?
There's definitely a few, and obviously there have been spin-offs in the past. You know, Knuckles had Knuckles Chaotix, Shadow had his own game and Shadow Generations, Tails had 3 different games.
Yeah.
Yes, we count Music Maker.
Yeah. It's in the title, it counts.
It's a Mozart.
I think I've said this a few times, and I'm just going to reiterate it on the show because I genuinely believe in it, especially after the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. I want a Sam and Max hit the road / the Telltale point and click game style adventure with the Chaotix.
I that was going to be my answer as well.
Oh man. Well, if you want to elaborate on other ideas for that one, Luke, because I know we have both talked about that. I also think Amy could carry her own type of adventure platformer. Like, goodness gracious, we've had enough examples of spin-off games like Dream Team or even how Amy plays in Frontiers, to where I think you could have like just a cool narrative with her. And I don't know exactly the style. Maybe more like minigame focused. Like if you wanted to do platforming with a bunch of like extra side games. I just think Amy is the character outside of like the the boy hedgehogs who have gotten their own games who could carry their own title as well.
Yeah, I feel like the fact that Amy has not had her own standalone game is significant misstep for the franchise. I think that she is long overdue to have the spotlight in that way.
Mm-hmm. Like I could even see if they finally wanted to bring back like a full-fledged Chow Garden, like putting it in the wrapper of a day in the life of Amy Rose in like Station Square. I mean, I'm spaghetti at the wall. I'm talking about like put in like, hey, y'all ever played those Style Savvy, like dress up?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love Style
fashion
Savvy.
store running games. Yeah, put something in there for Amy. She loves fashions. She loves, stuff like that. I don't know, take some of the Olympic sports, have them go to the ski lodge from Sonic 4, that one arc in IDW, all kinds of stuff. Yes, I think Amy and her friends, her crew, throw the other girls in there. Cream and Rouge.
Put Trip in there.
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, Trip. Yes.
Modern Trip. That'd be cool.
I mean, Amy is like one of the links that brings all those characters together for sure. So yes, I think in addition to the chaotics, which I want Luke to talk more about, Amy definitely could hold her own game, and I think deserves one. She is now a permanent member of the the main Sonic crew. It was like, oh, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and now it is Amy and Shadow.
I do, like I said, I am fully in agreement that I want an adventure game, in the style of, classic point and clicks or even the Telltale formula with the chaotics. Like, I recently played through Dispatch, and I was kind of made me realize how much I've missed that sort of style of game. They could do it a traditional, point and click like those old games, or they could do like the later Telltale game style where your choices, make little differences in the story. But I feel like they are really built for, especially something in that style where it is like episodic, smaller cases that maybe lead to a larger conclusion, like the Sam and Max Telltale games.
Yes. And I mean, the chaotics are, and I think now have firmly cemented their dynamic, and that they are cool on their own, but just hilarious together. Like no matter what writer has a hold of them. And I mean, I just think there are several story writers involved with Sonic right now who could absolutely craft an entire, doesn't have to be super long, but an adventure type a game with those three. And man, I I want it so bad.
Yeah, and I think that you could also do really interesting things with the gameplay too, where like even beyond just, use item on thing or gather evidence, you've also got 3 different characters with different abilities that could themselves be used as the same way you would use items in an old adventure game. Like, you think back to Sam and Max Hit the Road, where Max was in your inventory and you could just use him with different things to have different effects. I feel like it would be a similar thing with each of the characters. Use Charmy to get something high up. Use SBO to get past a security system. Use Vector to bust through a broken wall.
Charmy could be your drone that's taking photographs. Is you just sort of have a little bee going around and taking shots.
Or maybe it is like a choice thing, like those later Telltale games where it's like you're presented with an obstacle and you have to pick which character does something to get past it, and you have different results depending on which one you pick.
Pick Charmy to fly over, and take pictures like a drone, but he might drop the camera. Or send in SBO using his ninja skills, but you have to pass a speech check to convince him to do something dishonorable.
I'm just imagining you pick SBO and then you get a little bubble in the corner of the screen that says Charmy will remember that.
Oh man.
Look, I'm just saying I'm not just saying I want it because I want, untold hours of Matt Mercer, Colleen O'Shaughnessy, and Keith Silverstein dialogue, but I'm not saying that.
This is such a good game concept. And speaking as someone who's honestly pretty bad at racing games and fast-paced games, I would love to play a point-and-click Sonic adventure game that's a little more text-heavy and story-based, so I can learn more about the universe and the characters. Yeah,
and Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog has obviously proved that format can work really, really effectively. So
yeah, the Murder of
having
Sonic the
something
Hedgehog
to build
was a
on
big
that.
hit. I loved it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, the only other game concept I would kind of like to see is, I know Sega has obviously done a lot of, real-time strategy stuff with, some of their games like Total War or whatever. I want Total War Eggman.
Oh, man.
Oh, like real-time strategy.
Yeah, where
army
you're
building.
like controlling Robotnik and, you know, sending units to take control of zones and everything. And, you know, you have to contend with, you know, maybe enemy generic, you know, furry characters as enemy units. And then occasionally you'll get a hero unit in the form of, you know, Sonic or Tails or Knuckles that you have to, you know, strategize and work around. I think there's a lot of really interesting potential there for some fun game mechanics.
And of course, I'm always just going to say Knuckles deserves another go at it, a proper game this time, not a chaotic.
Yes.
Because Knuckles Chaotix is interesting, but it was on the 32X, nobody played it, and it was a bit too much of a departure. But these days, you could have a 3D Knuckles game where he goes and smashes stuff, and that's fun. Smashes, digs, and search around. You could make a whole game out of that.
Yeah.
Like a Dragon Combat.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna say, like a dragon, maybe, you know, the people who like the Werehog and Sonic Unleashed do that again, but better with Knuckles. I think you could also do I mean, we revisit Sonic Adventure so much. One thing that really stuck in, we did an episode where we were like, they won't ever do it, but if they remade Sonic Adventure 1, one of the biggest story things is that Knuckles basically talks about he doesn't know much about his past and like the great echidnas that he came from and the history of Angel Island. And then he gets to see it in flashbacks and is literally just like, this is very strange, and never says anything about it. So I think, yeah, a modern take on a Knuckles side game where he like learns things about his past and the echidnas and Angel Island would be super cool. And he gets to beat up like 1,000 guys on the way there.
I think for me, my very first thought when this question was posed was, I have literally no idea what kind of game it would be, but a game where you get to play as Chaos for just anything would be really neat.
Ooh, yeah.
But then as I was thinking more, as much of a dork as I think he is, I think I'd like to see what Capable Hands could do with a Silver the Hedgehog game.
Give Silver something.
I'm thinking like something, yeah, I'm thinking it's like something really stylized, kind of like Platinum-esque. Like,
I could almost see a like Sin and Punishment style game with Silver,
Like a rail shooter,
almost like a like I said, more Sin and Punishment than like Star Fox, but like just, you know, using his telekinesis and picking up stuff or anything like that. I would be curious as to how you would frame it, since Silver is one of those characters like Blaze. It's like, well, he's from the future, and there's only so much you could do with that story, but there's got to be something.
I think there's room for a lot of really interesting, you know, puzzle opportunities using like Silver's psychic powers and levitation, all that to, you know, do some interesting like room puzzle design beyond just, you know, standard combat.
what if we have him use his psychic abilities to wave his hand in front of a ball in an ancient temple and put a lot of pitfalls there?
No. Stop.
And
Stop.
Yeah, billiard simulator starring Silver the Hedgehog.
I have to say, I think I would be most invested in an adventure point and click type game. A slower paced game.
I think, I mean, I honestly believe that the franchise and the characters could support it as well. Like, oh, it's not a quote unquote real Sonic game, but like I said, they do so many mobile spin-offs and, you know, and crossovers. And I mean, I think there's a huge part of the fandom that doesn't really care if it's not exactly like a certain type of Sonic game, that I think a spin-off title could be, you know, could
Sonic
be a hit.
Is more than going fast, you know. That's not just they make a big deal out of it in the 4Kids opening, but he hasn't got to go fast. It's an option.
All right, we are just about at the end, but we have one more mini game we're going to squeeze in here. This one's one of our favorites. It is called No More Music. So this is, similar to this last one. We are going to play for you, Carrie, some different video game music, and you just need to guess whether it is from a Sonic game or not. And we will give you a bonus point if you can guess either which Sonic game it is from, or if it's not, which game it is from.
Got it. Bonus point if I can actually identify the track.
Yep, or even not even the track, just the game it's from. So
yes.
It'll be a little easier. So as soon as you are ready, we're going to play the first one of these, and you just have to guess if it is from Sonic. So are you ready?
I am all set. Bring it on.
All right, number 1. So is this Sonic?
Is this not Green Hill Zone?
You are correct, and you get the bonus points.
Oh boy.
It's got to start you off with an easy one. Okay.
Much appreciated.
Number 2.
Whoa. The style sounds familiar. I could definitely imagine this in a 3D Sonic game. I just don't know what game it is from.
So are you saying that this is a Sonic track?
I'm going to go with yes. It definitely sounds like it.
You are incorrect. This is the track Help Me from Melty Blood Actress Again.
Whoa.
The fighting game.
Whoa.
Sounds great, echoing off the walls of a small bathroom.
That is Melty Blood Natural Habitat.
Melty
Right.
Blood. What a name.
Never heard of it.
It's one of those kind of fighting games that's just stuck around forever and has had a very underground but dedicated fan base. Like I was playing it like when I was back in college years ago.
I know that one character, Saber, the blonde one.
Yeah, she's the guest. Yeah, she's the guest character from Fate. Oh. But yes.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, wait, I don't know anything, but Saber's from Fate, right?
Yes. All right, number 3.
It doesn't sound all too familiar to me. I was going to say no at first, but I changed my mind. This very well could be a song from a Sonic game. I'll go with yes.
You are correct.
Yay.
You want to take a guess at which game this is from?
The game that has Live and Learn it.
It's the Sonic Adventure 2.
Sonic Adventure 2.
Incorrect. This is from Team Sonic Racing, the previous racing game before the one that just came out.
But you still get the point for saying yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yahoo!
Jin Senoi was involved in the soundtrack, though, so you can get that sort of vibe of Sonic Adventure 2 here.
It's got that sound to it. All right. Number 4.
Okay, this sounds like it could be in a Sonic racing game. Sure, I'm gonna go with yes. Yeah, this is from a Sonic game. I don't know which one, but I bet it's from a racing game.
You are correct. Do you want to try and guess which game it's from?
See, I don't know all of the... Team Sonic Racing. It's from Team Sonic Racing. Is that right?
Oh, if only you had reversed your last 2 answers, because this is from Sonic Adventure 2.
Oh.
This is Crazy Gadget. You still get the point, though.
This was the level I could not beat on the hero side,
Yeah.
keeping me from seeing Sonic not die.
Yeah, this was the level where you constantly had to switch the gravity back and forth, and it was very difficult for the first time through. Number 5.
Ooh, this one's more minimal. Interesting. This doesn't strike me as a Sonic song. If it were, I guess it would play indoors or something, or maybe on a menu screen.
So your guess is not Sonic.
Yeah, I'm guessing it is not Sonic.
You are correct. You want to try guessing where it's from?
I can't say I'm all too familiar with the sounds that are used or the style of music, so I have no guesses of where this could be from. Something for the DS. Is it from a DS game?
It is not from a DS game. This is from Super Mario Maker 2 on the Switch.
Oh.
This is this is the music from when you are editing a new Super Mario Brothers level.
I see.
I was holding myself back from going, wah, wah.
So you got the points for guessing that was not Sonic. So number 6.
Yeah, this isn't Sonic, but it sounds familiar.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer. It is not from a Sonic game, but what could this be from? It sounds so familiar.
You probably have heard it.
I gotta keep listening.
You want to take a guess?
Is it from like a Wii game?
It's not from a Wii game,
All right.
and I will give it to you. This is the super secret training theme from Pokemon X and Y.
Oh! It's been many years since I've played Pokemon X and Y.
Like I keep a, running playlist of songs that sound like Sonic music just for this minigame. So I thought that this one would be a good one that might trip somebody up and might, just tickle that nostalgia factor in your brain just a little bit.
Something about the orchestral feel in the intro of the song doesn't really strike me as a Sonic song. Maybe that's just me.
Let's jump ahead to number 7.
Yeah, this is Sonic. What zone is this?
You don't even need to pick the level, just pick the game.
Is this Emerald Hill Zone? Or am I wrong about that? Oh, I just embarrassed myself.
This is... You're good. This is Starlight Zone from the first Sonic game.
Starlight Zone. It does sound nice and twinkly. Ding ding.
Apparently this was played on UFO catchers in Japan in various arcades.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
It's double nostalgia for people in
I
Japan.
don't think I knew that.
Still sounding much better here on the Genesis than some of the later ports like Dreamcast or Game Boy Advance. All right. Number 8.
I love it already. Never heard it, but I like it.
Got that Sega Saturn vibe to it.
I will say, without giving it away, this is a pull.
Well, I tried.
At first, I thought it was going to go into a nice little ballad, but, then that electric guitar comes in, and now it feels like a Sonic game again. Because of the electric guitar, I'm going to say yeah, this is from a Sonic game. I don't know which one, but it sure sounds like it.
You are incorrect. This is Still Dawn from the original Resident Evil.
Oh.
It's the credits theme.
I knew you guys would recognize
quote
it.
unquote mostly
I actually didn't
okay.
know this one, so.
When I think Sonic music, at least for the 3D games, what comes to mind is like positive, optimistic feeling with nice chords and electric guitars.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty common sentiment.
This sounds like Emerald Coast from Sonic
It
Adventure.
really does.
All right. 2 more. Number 9.
This has an otherworldly feel to it, but it doesn't strike me as a Sonic song. I can't say I know the game it's from, but I don't think it's from a Sonic game.
You are correct, and you wouldn't have guessed what the game it was from anyway. This is from
What could it possibly be?
This is from the Japan-only puzzle game Super Gusun Oyoyo, and the only reason I put it in here is because it sounds a lot like a certain Sonic song.
It has that Sonic CD Japanese vibe to it, but unless you've heard that soundtrack,
This is very close to the title Tempest theme.
Oh yeah, I was about to say it was right on the tip of my tongue. Also some like Sonic 3D Blast deep cut as well.
Yeah.
Or even the beginning sounds like the inside the cave ice cap in Adventure.
We've got one more, number 10.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love this. Could this be from a newer Sonic game, I wonder?
I love some stock claps.
Me too.
Big reverb. Well, I haven't heard this song. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say that it's from a more recent Sonic game.
You are correct. Would you like to try and guess which more recent Sonic game?
What is the name of the Sonic game that features the new humanoid character with the swirly hair and is evil?
Oh, Sage?
Sage. Yes.
Yes, that's Sonic Frontiers.
Sonic Frontiers. I'm going to guess Sonic Frontiers.
You are absolutely right. This is from the Final Horizon DLC for Sonic Frontiers.
Oh my gosh,
So
I got it.
good.
Yes.
Took a circuitous
so
route, but you
good.
got there.
I mean, you clearly knew which game you were referring to, even if you didn't know it by name.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to give it to you.
Yeah.
Oh, this sounds so good. I love the piano in this.
Yeah, this is specifically the Sonic gameplay theme from that DLC.
There's just this feeling of forward momentum and hope.
So, at the end of all of that, counting up your score, including the bonus points for correctly identifying the games,
What's my grade?
that is a 10.
Oh!
Woo!
You got 8 out of 10 correct for identifying Sonic or not Sonic, and then you got 2 extra bonus points for identifying the game. So
Oh,
you got a
hey.
10.
Yeah.
Truly, you are a Sonic expert.
Truly, truly.
It was good that you had that guideline of like electric guitar and positive, uplifting sounding melodies that kind of guided you through all the songs.
Yeah, that's what personally sticks with me whenever I listen to Sonic music.
Like, even when in some of like the more downbeat tracks, like, you know, there's a lot of tracks in Frontiers that are more melancholy, you know, I hate, you know, making that comparison, but Breath of the Wild-ish.
Yeah.
But, you know, even then there's a little bit of that, you know, optimism and, you know, levity here and there that just sort of peeks through that you can hear in there. When, you know, when it's not, you know, hard bass EDM or just thrash metal for the boss fights. But yeah, that is the last of our mini games and possibly the last of any of our questions. Carrie, thank you again so much for joining us. Are there any other questions you might want to slip in here at the end?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me again. This has been such an honor. Any questions that I have for you? Let's see.
It could be about anything Sonic related at all. Anything you've ever wondered about or just don't get or just some dumb nonsense. We're big into that.
Ooh. I do have one question. And this is something that I failed to mention. The Flash games I used to play as a kid, the Sonic Flash games online. I used to go on like emeraldgames.com and Newgrounds all the time to watch Sonic Flash shorts.
Wait, did you say Sonic Shorts?
Yeah, Sonic. I watched Sonic shorts. I watched Knuckles Briefs, obviously, because he's my favorite guy.
Man.
Oh, man.
That's the kind of content that I grew up with.
You do know we all worked on
Yes,
those, right?
I am aware, and I want to commend you.
Didn't come in here like not knowing that. That would be like, whoa, we got a surprise for you.
I was real worried for a minute.
And although the humor may have gone over my head at such a tender age, I also enjoyed watching Sonic Uncut by Hyperactive Youth on the Sonic Paradox team.
Sonic Uncut 3 was like my pre-Sonic shorts, even befriending some of these guys. I watched Sonic Uncut 3 like 100 times.
That was definitely the first time I ever heard What Is Love by Hathaway.
Yes. Oh man.
Anyway, my question for you all, my final question is, did you ever grow up playing Ultimate Flash Sonic online?
Oh my god.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The Ultimate Flash Sonic was definitely one that stuck with me just because, there's a little bit of jank here and there, but it was a surprisingly faithful adaptation of Sonic Advance for the time, even if it was only like 2 levels.
I have such vivid memories of going to my local YMCA and using their computers and playing all the Sonic games, all the Sonic dress-up games, all the Flash games. And I thought it was so cool that you could play as Cream the Rabbit in Ultimate Flash Sonic.
The real ones were like played it through 5 times to unlock Shadow. That was no small feat. I think we were all big fans of like playing those old Flash games and fan games back in the day. It was a good way to fill time during the gaps between when the official games would come out.
I think I remember playing it in like the school library in high school.
I remember, and I mean, this was after its heyday, but walking into the computer lab at college and someone was playing it.
It's just one of those games that took on a weird life of its own, where I feel like everybody born, before a certain year has played that game at least once and has memories of it. And I think there's something beautiful in that this weird little fan-made thing just latched on to everybody and their, formative memories or whatever of the internet or whatever. Yeah, I think that more or less brings us to the end. Thank you again, Carrie, for joining us. Is there anything you want to plug, your socials, any stuff you're working on? Literally have at it.
Sure thing. I'll plug my socials. Again, my name is Carrie. I go by Carriecore online. And you can find me on Blue Sky, YouTube, and on the very rare occasion, Twitch.com.
Excellent. You can find me all across the internet at Cyberlink420.
You can find me on Blue Sky at jeremybaker.actor and around the rest of the internet as Game Buddy, sometimes with a 123.
And you can find me all across the internet, but mostly the good places, or the ones that aren't quite as bad, at Faulero. That's Faulero.
Love that jingle. You can find me on the socials at Rock the Jake, and you can find me as well, very rarely, on Twitch as Mr. Rock the Jake.
Special thanks, as always, go out to Amy Waters for the use of our theme song from the album Gotta Go Slow. You can check out more of her work on YouTube and Bandcamp, and it's a Bandcamp Friday. Show Amy some extra love, pick up a couple of songs. We are big fans of her music here,
yes.
And we are also big fans of her getting money. Please remember, as always, to, subscribe, review the show, share it with your friends. Help us to get the show out there a little more so that we can do more fun stuff like this, get more fun guests on like Carrie. And as for next time, we've been waiting on this one for a while to, let some of the post-game additions get in there so we can have judgment on how the game has been shaping up since release. But yeah, we're finally ready to talk about Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Maybe the best Sonic racing game.
Wait, we're not talking about Garfield Kart Racing 2?
No.
Crap, I gotta play this other game now.
I'm sure that will get brought up as missed opportunities in Crossworlds.
At least the second game has multiplayer this time. But until then, I'm Cyberlink.
I'm Game Buddy.
I'm Faulero.
I'm Rock the Jake.
I'm Carrie. And accident-free for 45 minutes.
Hooray!
Yeah!
We're about due. Something's going to come crashing down any second.
Yep.
This has been The Hill is Always Greener, and we'll see you on the other side.
Well, reset the timer.
He fell down the stairs.
I told you about the stairs.
I warned you about stairs, bro.
Told you about stairs, bro.
It keeps happening.
I was going to liken my understanding of Sonic in general to Plato's allegory of the cave.
Oh my god.
Like I am but a prisoner in a cave with nothing to view but light against a wall, and I make sense of the world around me through the shadows that are projected without seeing the real deal.
That one shadow looks like a spiky fun guy. I like him.
Spiky fun guy.
That one shadow's holding a gun.